Hello, everyone, and today we're going to be talking about reading. We're going to explore the process and the purpose of reading, the crucial role of morphology and the contextual analysis in the vocabulary development, evidence-based practices for teaching phonemic awareness for English learners, and much more. So let's get started. Okay, so reading is more than just deciphering words on a page. It's a complex process, and we need to learn the tools in order to be able to complete that process. So, for example, we need to learn about decoding, we need to learn about comprehension and critical thinking. To understand the purpose of reading is essential. To know why to read, why you have to read, is always essential for any topic. And it goes beyond simply just gaining information. Reading can open up new words, spark creativity, enhance your cognitive abilities. There's so many things jam-packed into there. Anyway, let's move on and talk about the role of morphology and the contextual analysis that it plays in vocabulary development. So, morphology is the study of a word structure and the contextual analysis, understanding words in context are like the building blocks of a language. So, they shape the vocabulary and contribute to an effective communication of the language. For example, for morphology, you might also want to look at the way words are spelt. So not just, oh, this is a word. You can look at the shape of the word. You can look at the spelling of a word, what the word means. What does it mean if we put it into a sentence with different words? What about if we conjugate a verb with that word? How does the meaning change? This is really essential within reading and really interesting to learn about too. Now, for educators and language enthusiasts, let's discuss evidence-based practices for teaching phonemic awareness to English learners. Phonemic awareness lays a foundation in reading and spelling, and it's crucial to adapt teaching methods to meet these unique needs for English learners, ensuring a strong grasp on the English sound system. So a lot of people that are learning English, they get a little bit confused with the different vowel sounds. This is something that I really like to enhance or really specify within my class, to get that good foundation of sounds and vowel sounds early on, even consonant sounds early on, to get them down and hit the road hard. So how can an English learner's home language be a valuable asset in learning English and learning English phonetically? Well, it turns out that leveraging a student's native language can help provide a bridge of understanding of English phonics. It's an approach that embraces diversity and enhances learning outcomes. So this is something that I actually do in English. I will say to the, I have a joke which I like to tell for the children. So I'll say to them, how in English do you spell, for example, how do you spell the word cat? K-at, okay, cat. And they will say to me, maybe I will say, okay, tell me a Chinese word, and I'll spell it in English. I'm actually using Pinyin, which is a romanization of Chinese, which I do understand. And the children are also learning Pinyin in another class at school. And they use another system called Bopomofo when learning Chinese. So I'll ask them, for example, they say, okay, how to learn how to spell poo-poo in Chinese, but in romanization in English. And I'll ask them to spell out. What do they hear? They hear d, a, d, d, d. So we use a D. A, d, a, da, d, a. And what kind of sound is it making? It's making a harsh tone. So I use a Pinyin symbol for the fourth tone, da. Da, B-N, da, B-N. And the kids think this is funny. because they just learned how to spell poo-poo in English, in romanization, in Pinyin, and in Chinese. And it just makes it fun for them to learn, but also they're also connecting sounds in English. You don't just use them in English, you can use them in different words. The alphabet is used in many different languages. Okay, let's get back onto the topic. So let's shift our focus onto achieving effective comprehension. So it's not just about reading words, it's about understanding and interpreting. And to achieve this, we need well-developed language skills, multiple and higher order thinking processes, and the ability to self-correct. It's a holistic approach that nurtures comprehensive reading skills. So one thing that I did not used to do that I do now, and before I start any storybook, we do a pre-reading activity. I ask them, look at the book, discover it, explore the book. I want you to not just read the book, read the words on the page. I want it to be a game, an activity, something that you can really feel like you can grasp. So look at the pictures, discover the pictures, explore the text that you see on the front page, explore the back page, flick through the pages of the book, feel the pages, and try to even maybe make a story out of the pictures that you see. Now, this is not for them to make the actual story. This is for them to ignite critical thinking. Okay, so I'm going to use my logic. Maybe I don't know the words in this book. I'm going to use the pictures and picture read. Okay. Maybe this might not be what the story is about. And I still do definitely need to know the words. I need to decode the words. I need to know sight words. I need to know blends and digraphs. I need to know these skills to read the story. But that doesn't stop them from exploring the story in the first place. And that's actually one of the most interesting things that I've learned, is that actually pre-reading gives the kids a deeper understanding about characters, about situations, and empathy. They start to empathize a lot quicker when you've already kind of asked them to explore through their own eyes, through their own experiences. Okay, so what about English learners facing reading difficulties or dyslexia? Evidence-based practices come to rescue. These practices, rooted in research and experience, can be tailored to unique challenges English learners may face, ensuring that no one is left behind in their reading journey. So I don't believe that reading a text is just solely about reading the text. Reading a book isn't about just learning to read the words. It's learning to experience things, learning about morals. And if you are dyslexic, why should that be taken away from you just because you're struggling in one area? Why should the rest of the context be taken away from you? Why should you not enjoy reading? So the way that I would face these difficulties with people with dyslexia, I would use maybe a read aloud. We like to do read alouds within my class. We look for the stories, see if they've got like video stories or interactive game stories. I like to go over the words and we point with our finger. We make sure we're looking through the sounds. We decode the sounds, we decode the words, and we don't read it one time. We read the same story for 1 month. And yes, maybe some of the kids, after 1 month, we know the story and we know what happens. But that's when them more advanced children, they can create their own stories. And I can stay with the children that need a little bit more time. And we can even work on like using like tactile letters, or we can use like the soft toy reading the story with them. Just encouraging them to enjoy reading is the first start of enjoy reading and the rest will come later. Okay, so this is the whirlwind tour and multifaceted world of reading. So it's not something that I 100% have learned everything completely about. It is something that I am interested in, and I do hope that if you're not interested, then that's fine. But if you're interested, look into the science of reading. You'll find tons of ideas there for all sorts of ages, even them high school kids. And really just try to make or empower children to want to read, to make it fun. It's not about reading words. That's like the last part of it. The rest of it is to be able to communicate with the story and to understand the story. Okay, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.